We go to Doncaster's own Dave Allen, who I think, although is beneath me right now, he's definitely above me.
On top table,
I can't believe. Would you want to swap with him? Anyone want to swap with Dave Allen? I think people won't realise the hoops that Dave Allen had to go through to be in the ring this Saturday night. Not just personally, but logistically, with the British Boxing Board of Control, who rightly so wanted to make sure that Dave was ready for this fight, medically, mentally, and he's ticked all the boxes. And from our point of view, and from Dave's as well, that's very important. But what Dave has shown, there have been numerous occasions when he has messaged me and say, do you know, everybody's making it so hard for me. I'm in a 6-round fight, right? I've boxed Luis Ortiz, I've boxed Dillian White, I've boxed David Price, I've boxed Tony Yoka. Anyone else, Dave?
There's a few of us. But
yeah, well, exactly. So, but at the end of the day, what Dave showed this time...
The O2.
The O2. Oh, Lucas Brown. I think you headlined that show, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But what Dave has showed is hunger to return to the ring, and that is very important. Because there's no point just turning up for a payday in this game, especially in the heavyweight division. So, David, the mic is over to you. I know you're very excited to return to the ring at Sheffield Arena on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It has been really hard work. I was messaging Eddie a lot, just saying, Eddie, like, what's going off? You know, some mad things have been going on. But to be honest, I am hungry to come back, and I do love boxing. But my friend Anthony Tomlinson to my right here, you know, we met 7.5 years ago, and for him to be here today, and I knew him and Terry were on the show 8 weeks ago, and I've been running through hoops. I just wanted to be on the show, you know, with Ant, really. Obviously, I like Terry as well. She's took my place on top table and that, and you know, she's the most famous person in our village now. But you know, I just really wanted to be on this show with them two, and now the doc's on as well. I didn't even know the doc was on at the time, but I've just been rushing about. I wanted to be on the show so badly, just to be on the show the night that my friend, you know, proper made the big time, and Terry won the WBC title. So, you know, obviously it's great that I'm boxing. It's a 6-rounder. It is what it is. Hopefully it'll be routine. Probably won't be, but I just wanted to be on the show really badly. So I've done a 12-hour round trips in the day to get certain things done. So yeah, I've actually put a lot of effort into this camp. I mean, I'll be like, yeah.
Dave, you seem to give a lot of your time to other people. You know, we've seen this bizarre relationship you have bringing these fighters through. I mean, Jay McFarlane, I think he's here as well now. I mean, just random people you seem to be helping. And Jay's a great fighter, but I mean, he's from Scotland. I didn't even know. No, he's too late, mate. You've missed it. But I didn't even know you knew him.
Yeah.
But what is it? But you know, when you talk about really all you're looking forward to for Saturday, seeing your mates win. You know, you're giving a lot of time to other people in sport. This sport is very important to you and plays a big part in your life.
Yeah, you know, I've moved a few people in. Jay, Liam, my house stinks, to be honest. Like, it's a proper madhouse. But no, you know, I just love boxing. I love, like Danny Morello over there. I met him at 15. You know, and people said, "What a weirdo you are. What are you doing with this 15-year-old?" And I mean, you look at him now. You know, he's going to make his debut in Milan. I don't know if you know or not, but I've already had talks.
Milan?
Yeah.
Right. Is that on our show?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for letting me know.
No, you know, I don't know what it is. It's just something in me. I love to see people do well. And like I said, Jay's living with me, Liam's living with me, Danny's just down the road, and I train them, and then I train myself after. You know, I've been known to cook and all for them and that time to time, and but people see what I'm doing for them and they say, "Oh, it's lovely what you're doing," but these get me out of bed every day, and when they train, they cannot. If I don't put 100% in, how can I expect the same from them? So I'm very proud of them. Like I always say, I've got 3 kids now, and I'm very proud of all 3 of them. They're all looking at me now. Bless them. Look at them, the kids over there, and I'm just so proud of them. And I need to keep boxing because if I don't keep boxing, you know what I mean? I've got to look after 3 kids, Eddie, you know what I mean? So, I do boxing for me because I enjoy it, but I do boxing now because I have to. Like before, I never had to do boxing. I was very happy to go back to Doncaster, and well, I was happy to live at my sister's house, to be honest. It was all right. I enjoyed it there. But now, like, I've got to do it, and I'm training, and Yeah, I'm just really training. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it, and I can't wait to fight Dorian Darch. Can't wait to see him and meet him. We could have got a German fella over or whatever, but I like Dorian Darch. And I wanted to meet him, so we're boxing him, and it's a good starting point. And then I can't wait.
Well, Dave, I just want to say it's great to see you back in the ring and happy and smiling. I know we're all proud of you, and your boys over there. You know they're very proud of Daddy as well. So. Well done, and we look forward to seeing the ring on Saturday night. We move to the top table. Couple of great fights up here. 3 great fights. Firstly, we saw the fight between Josh Warrington and Kid Galahad. We know Leeds felt that Josh Warrington won. Sheffield felt that Kid Galahad won. That's over now. The IBF featherweight title. Now Kid Galahad's got an opportunity to try and get another shot at the IBF world title. A final eliminator against Claudio Marrero. And this is a tough fight. For people who don't know enough about Claudio Marrero, watch the tape. He can move, he can punch. He's part of the PBC setup. They're very hungry for this fight. They want to get him to the mandatory position. And this is an absolute pivotal moment in the career of Kid Galahad. If he loses this fight, he says goodbye to world title opportunities. Simple as that. He must win this fight. And that's why we won this purse bid. He has home advantage on Saturday night, and he must make it count. Firstly, to the Marrero team, Claudio, welcome. A big opportunity for you on Saturday night, and take a step towards fighting Josh Warrington for the world title.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claudio Marrero. Thank you, Dazn. Thank you, Team Marrero. Jason, thank you, everybody, por estar presente aquí, dile.
We want to thank everybody for having us here. You've been welcoming to us. The great people of Sheffield, thank you for having us here. Mr. Eddie Hearn, thank you. Kid Galahad, thanks for the opportunity as well.
Como siempre, Claudio Marrero siempre tiene hungry, tiene hambre. Siempre se levanta día a día a dar lo mejor de él en el gimnasio para dar lo mejor de sí en cada pelea.
We wake up early every day to give us 100% on a daily basis for these type of opportunities, to showcase our talent, to showcase what a complete fighter has.
He visto toda su pelea de King Halligan, good fight, un buen peleador, me gusta su estilo.
Kid Galahad, you're a great fighter, man. We appreciate you. You know, your fight history says it all.
Tiene mi respeto por su estilo de pelea que tiene, pero esto es otra liga, tú sabes. Yo soy un problema arriba del ring. Todo lo que han peleado conmigo saben.
We respect you for what you are, what you have, but we're a different type of fighter.
Y vas a enfrentar una cosa que tú nunca has visto en tu vida, ¿entiendes?
You're facing a storm you have never faced before.
Yo soy un problema arriba del ring.
I'm a big problem for you.
Y el sábado tenemos un baile, ¿ok? Dance.
And Saturday night we're going to dance.
Yo lo llamo dance, ¿ok? Pero, problem, man.
We're bringing some problems for you, buddy.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, I love that, Claudio Marrero. Well, Bazza, what you got to say about that then? He's got some problems for you on Saturday night. This is a tough fight. You know, we looked at this fight with Dom. It was an opportunity to fight for a world title again. We know this is a quality fighter you're up against on Saturday.
100%, you know, Claudio Marrero brings a lot to the table. Very well seasoned, comes from a good pedigree. He can do everything, you know, he can box, he can punch. And I'm ready. You know, I know it's going to be a very hard night for me, Saturday night. But, you know, I believe, you know, it's my time. And Saturday night, man, I just can't wait. Focused and just ready.
Obviously, you lost for the world title. You felt that you won that fight. But at this stage in a final eliminator, it's one thing losing for a world title. But obviously, you know, coming back and winning this final eliminator is a must.
It is a must, you know. If I don't win, then you're going to push me to the side, aren't you? So, you know, I've got to be on it. I've got to make sure I can't lose. And I'm just focused, man. I'm ready to go.
Good. We look forward to a wonderful fight. Galahad against Marrero. This is a high-quality final eliminator for the IBF featherweight world title. We now move on to the Women's World Championship, the IBO and the WBC world champions, Terry Harper against Eva Wallström. You know, women's boxing, I was driving up thinking about it today. It's probably maybe coming up to 3 years since Katie Taylor first come into my office. And I just met her out of respect for someone that had achieved so much in the sport. I didn't think that women's boxing had much of a future. And having met her and listened to the way she talks and her passion for what she does, I was sold. And it's probably the best thing I've ever done in a sport, is to listen to Katie Taylor and watch how women's boxing has emerged coming through. You've seen the rise of women in tennis, you know, almost on parity now with prize money in certain events. The darts the other week, Fallon Sherrock from Nottingham is all of a sudden beating men, and now she's on parity as well. And women's boxing right now, for me, is an absolute must on every single fight card that we deliver. But every now and again, you meet someone, doesn't matter if it's male or female, and there's something about them that you just like, you just love, you want to help, you want to see if you can be part of their dreams and help them achieve dreams. And they've got people around them where you can see the smiles on their faces and how much they're enjoying getting up every morning, going to work and trying to make history and create legacy. And the relationship between Steffi Ball and Terry Harper kind of made me feel that way. You know, I looked at this team, and we live in a world today, we live in a sport, and I know I'm mostly responsible for it, but it's a money-driven sport. But when you strip it all back and you remember why everybody started this sport, it's for achievements, it's for enjoyment, it's for success, it's for legacy. And I feel that with Terry and Steffi Ball, they've got such a wonderful team together that we see this young girl who really gave up boxing because there weren't any opportunities for female fighters. All of a sudden, Katie Taylor comes through, doors start opening. She turns pro with Steffi Ball. Then all of a sudden, they're fighting in Sheffield, they're shifting tickets. You know, there's a real wave of support for Terry Harper. She boxes here, then she boxes at Manchester Arena on Katie Taylor's undercard against a very, very tough fighter in Vivian Obernorth. Next thing, she's boxing at Sheffield Arena for the WBC world title against Eva Wallström, one of the longest standing world champions and most respected world championship in women's boxing. She's sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tickets coming to support her. And I really like this story, really like this story. But you know what, more than anything, she can really fight, like really fight. Like, she may be the best female fighter on the planet. And I know that's a wild comment, but honestly, what I see in the gym, and I'll tell you something now, I had a member of Canelo's team message me the other day and say, you know who my favourite fighter is at the moment? Terry Harper. I mean, how bizarre is that? Of all the fighters they could have mentioned, they talked about Terry Harper, about what they see in the gym, about the improvements that she's making. And it's so great to see that the sky is completely the limit. On Saturday night, this young girl from Doncaster could completely change her life, become WBC world champion, open the doors to fighting in America, unifying, headlining here, boxing outdoors at Doncaster Rovers, fighting Katie Taylor. Who knows what's ahead? But she's got a very tough task. And Cinderella stories and nice stories don't just mean you're going to win. She might not be at the levels of Eva Wallström, but I'm going to enjoy finding out. And I promise you, the atmosphere for this fight is going to be absolutely marvellous. So, no pressure after that build-up. Terry, welcome. It's a big moment. I've seen you putting the work in every day. The support you've got here on Saturday is incredible. It's a massive moment for you.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, a big thank you to Matchroom Boxing, Sky Sports for this opportunity. And it seems like 2 minutes ago I was sat ringside at Manchester and you gave me a good birthday present, telling me about the fight with Eva Wallström. And here we are. It's like the camp's flown by. And 12 weeks of my life dedicated in the gym over Christmas, over New Year. And it'll all be worth it Saturday night, going on with a WBC strap. It's crazy what's happening in my life. Obviously, the Katie Taylor fight that you were saying I could possibly fight, and it's something that I believe could happen now, just with how crazy my life's been for the last 2 years. I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I've had good preparation, and I'm thankful for everyone coming out to support me.
Right now, there is a lot of hype. You put in some great performances. There's nothing that has necessarily said you are at elite world level yet. You always have to prove it against an elite world level fighter. This is a massive step up in class against Eva Wallström.
Yeah, definitely. Eva's got the experience over me. She's shared the ring with Katie Taylor, pound for pound, one of the best female boxers on the planet. So obviously it's the saying of not running before you can walk. I've got to prove myself Saturday night, and that I belong here. But these are the fights that need to be shown on TV. And like as you were saying, female fights on every bill if possible. And this is what people need to be seeing, and it's good. It's a good 50-50 fight, and I'm ready to prove what I can do.
Thank you, Terry. Eva, welcome. I can't promise you the same build-up that I gave Terry, but what I can say is we have a massive amount of respect for you, what you've done for the sport of boxing. We know you are a world-class fighter at elite level. We saw you box Katie Taylor, of course, in New York, and it was a wonderful fight. You've been there, you've done it, you've seen it all. Another defence of your WBC world title on Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. I think it will be a really good fight. Maybe quite even, maybe, we'll see. I think it's a fun fact that Terry is as old as long as I have been boxing. I've been boxing for 23 years, so we'll see how it goes.
Obviously, like I said, you've seen all the different parameters of women's boxing, probably from struggling in the early days to get opportunities to now travelling the world, defending your title. It's a brilliant time for women's boxing. Yeah,
it's a good time. We have good opportunities, and it was many who wanted to fight about this belt also, so I just had to choose. And now I'm here.
Thank you very much, Eva. We look forward to a great fight. Terry Harper against Eva Wallström for the IBO and WBC World Super Featherweight titles on Saturday night. We go to the main event, and this is a great fight. And just as much as I talk about Kid Galahad against Claudio Marrero, sometimes those fans who don't study the sport might look at it and say, oh, Kell Brook, Mark DeLuca, who's Mark DeLuca? We know who Mark DeLuca is, and Kell Brook chose Mark DeLuca, so did Dominic Ingle, because this is a real fight. He's boxed on a few of our shows now. Shout out to Murphy's Boxing as well for always preparing their fighters well and looking for opportunities. And Mark DeLuca, sitting in the top 15 of the world now with the WBA, has been looking at an opportunity like this for a while. And now it comes, and I know he's going to do everything he can to try and take that opportunity on Saturday night. Mark, welcome. This is it, your moment, really. This is your moment to crack the big time.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks to Eddie and Matchroom and my promoter, Ken Casey, for making this happen. Still a little shook up from Eddie's build-up with Terry. You know, it was like, it's a lot of pressure. But, being in Sheffield's great. I spoke to Boom Boom Mancini, Ray Boom Boom Mancini, years ago, and I asked him if he had any advice for a young professional. And he told me to pay my dues and work hard. And I think that's exactly what Kell has done. Kell's paid his dues to boxing. He's worked hard. He's faced boogeymen in the division like Triple G and Errol Spence. And he's earned the admiration and respect from the boxing world. And that's something, fighters long for, I feel. And that's why I made the pilgrimage over here to Sheffield to earn my respect in the boxing world, fighting a great fighter like Kell. So Saturday night, I'm going to do my best. And Sheffield's been really hospitable, and the opportunity in front of me is huge. So thank you for having me.
Finally, as well, we know that, as you said, Kell Brook's resume is fantastic. I mean, the victory over Sean Porter in Los Angeles now looks better and better as the years go on. But do you feel this is the right time for you? You feel like you're the fresh fighter and you really have to leave everything in the ring to try and beat him in his backyard on Saturday?
Oh, no doubt. I think this is, I'm not going to speak for Kell, it's a crossroads fight for both of us. I think Kell wants to get back to where he was, and I want to get to where he is. So I think it's an important fight, and everybody keeps, all the in interviews and stuff, they're putting the bug in my ear. How do you think Kell is? His hunger is this and that. I mean, he's a fighter, and he's here to win. He's here to beat me, and he's trying to do it in front of his home crowd. So I prepared for the best Kell Brook.
Thank you, Mark. We know you give it everything on Saturday.
Oh yeah, and all that tough guy stuff Marrero said. That too. Put that in there. In Spanish.
Kell, you're back. I've probably not seen you with this look in your eye for a long, long time. Watching you on social media, seeing you twinkle toes around the Ingle gym. You got the hunger back. It's been over a year. I must admit there were times when I felt you might not fight again. I'm sure you felt that way as well. Yeah. How do you feel right now? Ready to do it all again on Saturday night back in the arena?
Eddie, let me tell you, Eddie. That fire in the belly is there like it's like it's never been before. I've had a year out and I've found myself And I wish I would have found myself 10 years ago, because this version of me is, you know, I just want to thank the Almighty, you know, something spiritual's come over me. There's no man what can stop me, no disrespect to Mark DeLuca, but it could be absolutely any man opposite me Saturday night and they're getting beat, any man. You know, I'm in a place where I've never been before, and you know, I'm flying, Eddie. I'm absolutely flying.
Well, where has that come from? Is it just a realisation now that you've still got it and you must make the most of these opportunities? We know you've had an up and down career. Some of the victory. I mean, again, we talk about the Sean Porter win. You know, you had your injuries as well. But is it just a moment in your life where you say, I've still got the time and I must make it count?
I've still got the time. It's like I met an old friend of mine, Damon Haig. He boxed Kell Brook. You know, and I think fighters go on about this, and I've always cut corners in every fight I've had, or every one of my fights, you know, and this, I won't like to leave the game without giving it my 100%, you know, win, lose or draw. At least I know myself that I've given it my all, and that's all I can give. So I've been living the perfect boxing life, living like an absolute athlete, and I've never seen this version of me, you know. You can't work me hard enough, I want more, you know. I'm built for this, and this is my destiny to become a two-time world champion. 2020 is my year, Eddie, and I want you to be a fan again. I want you to be a fan again. And Saturday night, you're going to see me. You're going to see me special. You're going to see a sensational performance. You can tell with the conviction I've got in my voice that I'm coming back strong this year. You line them up, Eddie, and I'm knocking them down.
I certainly will do that. We talk about the weight, 147, 154. When you talk about cutting corners, it's remarkable to hear you say that as a fighter. People won't realise when you boxed Sean Porter, you weren't really 100%. No. You know, I remember you took weight off on the morning of the fight. I don't care telling people about that. It was in America. It's allowed.
Yeah, you know.
On the check weigh of the day of the fight, you had to take pounds off to even get in the ring. You went 12 rounds with Sean Porter. As probably a bit of an inexperienced fighter, beat him, come back. If people would have seen what you had to go through to make weight against Carson Jones, but even Errol Spence, I mean, to even...
I've always got on just with my ability, you know, but
is it cutting corners what's been stopping you from making 47, or is 54 the division for you to make your charge? It's wide open now. We just saw Rosario, you know, win it a couple of weeks ago. Is it 54? Is it 47? How do you feel as you sit here one day before the weigh-in?
Well, I'm 11 stone sat here right now. I'm on weight. I've been on weight for weeks. You know, people I'll see them on Snapchat. I've been putting my weight on. You can't, you know, you can't give me enough fuel. I'm just flat. I'm flying. I'm happy, and an happy fighter, the dangerous fighter. You know, I think everything is, everything has just been coming good. Like, I'm taking my kids to school, seeing the smile on their face, going to the gym, training absolutely as hard as I can train, resting, eating well, you know, everything. This camp has gone so well for me. You know, nobody's been phoning me up time to come. I wanted to do it in my heart. I've got the eye of the tiger like I've never had it before. And, you know, all we're going to expect, I know we're going to see a sensational performance Saturday, because that is the best I can be, is going to be Saturday night. This is the best I've ever been in my life.
And final question, people talk about you were a little bit flat against Zarafa. We saw Zarafa go on and beat Jeff Horn as well. I think that was an underrated victory, but it wasn't your best performance. Obviously, you need the win on Saturday night, but you want to look good. It's not just about the win. It's about wowing the fans.
It's not just about getting the win and scraping through. I need to be sensational. If I'm the special one, and I'm going to be a two-time world champion. You know, I've got to take care of DeLuca. You know, Sheffield's known for the crucible. You know, I've got a snooker, the bazooka. And that's what I'm going to do Saturday night. Don't worry about that, baby. It's coming. Brownies are coming left and right. They're coming. Don't worry about that.
I'm bringing the vanilla ice cream. You bring the brownies.
Vanilla life from chocolate brownies. Let's mix them up.
Thanks, guys. This is a great fight. Kell Brook against Mark DeLuca. I've got to say, that was a cracking press conference. I'm buzzing for Saturday night. And I want to thank everyone for turning out here today. It's a great fight city. We're really hyped for 2020. Sky Sports, Saturday night. Don't miss it. We're going to have head-to-heads up here now with the people whose opponents are here. The weigh-in tomorrow. Please be there. Support the guys. And if you haven't got your tickets for Saturday night, get them. It's going to be a big crowd, great atmosphere. We'll see you for a cracking show. Thanks, as always, for your support. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Eddie. Cheers to all the fighters. That was a really, really good one. Lots to like about the way Mark DeLuca speaks. I saw a couple of interviews of him before. Really got his head screwed on. Intelligent fighter too. I think that's got the makings of a good fight.
100%. After listening to him, you know, I didn't think anything different, but he understands what a great opportunity this is for him to change his life.
Yeah.
What you got there, mate?
Oh, thanks for asking, Darren. This is a new electrolyte drink by Wire Hydrate. Just want to get a shot of that.
What's it like?
Try it, mate. So all you need to do is just push the red button down. That releases the electrolytes into the water system.
Wow.
And then give that a shake. Important, especially at your age. Yeah. And then let's have a little sip. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's hydrating, that is. We should be on commission for that.
Yeah.
You can't pay for that kind of stuff.
That is lovely.
Good stuff. Anyway, back to it. Yeah, a lot of people spoke very well. They're looking forward to Terry Harper and Eva Wallstrom. Kind of feel like Eva Wallstrom, we mustn't forget, is 39 years of age. Now, what I will say is, in her last contest in Brooklyn, she was pushed all the way. Defended her title on a split decision. She hasn't really lost a step for 39. She hasn't kind of got miles on the clock. Not been in loads of wars. I mean, the Katie Taylor fight, she was dragged into one, but she's very light on her feet still. She knows what she's doing. She's not 39 in terms of what some fighters are at 39.
No, absolutely not, and that's down to experience. She knows exactly how to win a fight and not get tagged. Doesn't do anything silly, economical. She's a very good fighter, and that's why she's reigned for as long as she has. You know, again, like Mark DeLuca touched on, Eddie really singing the praises of Terry Harper, and I can understand why, because at this stage in her career, she hasn't put a foot wrong. She's got a good win over Obanov, and you know, she carries power. There's an awful lot to like, isn't there? And again, it's that question, youth versus experience. But I think it's written in the stars for Saturday for Terry to be crowned the WBC champion.
A lot of the stoppages she has have come in the second half of fight. So just kind of get the impression she's going to box sensibly, box smart early, and if the openings come, then she'll take them. But obviously, if it goes to points, she'll be happy to go to points. But yeah, she's an intelligent fighter, Terry Harper, and has dealt with the last couple of years extremely well. One fighter I do want to touch upon a little bit is Wardy, Martin Ward. Bang on the nose to our production team. We just got the shot as we spoke there. A guy who's always in unbelievable condition. I remember going out to Tony Sims' training group and filming some of their early conditioning sessions on the track. And even though he was out of camp and he wasn't preparing for a fight, he was still up there with Felix Cash and Teddy Cheeseman when they were training. Great engine on, great condition. And for him, he's rebuilt, I think, 5 on the spin now since losing to James Tennyson in what was a very competitive fight, and one in which he could have won early, and we kind of forgotten how good he actually is.
Very good fighter, Wardy. He's shown that he's got tremendous pedigree, medaling in numerous junior competitions, and you know, he's had a very good career, you'd say. You know, you talk about that loss to Tennyson, but he was on the brink of winning as well. And look, I spoke to him. He's so eager to get in there. He hasn't fought since Campbell Lomachenko. I think it was August, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, and you can get style in the gym when you're not getting in there. You know, there's nothing better than being match fit. So he's desperate to get in there and show how good he is. And I don't think he's far off. You know, not overlooking Saturday night, but I don't think he's far off a world title shot, like Eddie says.
Well, there is Claudio Marrero and Kid Galahad. Galahad's a mentally strong fighter. And look, you know, I will admit, Darren, I'm quite good friends with Josh Warrington. I do like him, and I haven't really spent much time with Barry, but I actually did think that Barry won that fight.
Yeah,
I know you did too.
Same as me, but for me, fight of the night, I think.
I agree.
And the potential banana skin we touched on, because having watched Marrero, he's very good, very good. He has a little bit of everything which you need. You know, don't get me wrong, he's lost before, he's been knocked out before, but you know, I don't think there's such an emphasis on an unbeaten record anymore. And I do think he's learned from those losses. And yeah, what a fight that is! It really is.
That's Terry Harper and Eva Wallstrom, the WBC belt on the left at super featherweight, the IBO on the right. Terry Harper's got that height and reach advantage, as you can see on the screen. That's what she had over Vivian Obanov, and she used it very, very well. Kept her at distance. She worked behind the jab, moved when she wanted to move. Do you think, though, that Eva Wallstrom down physically a much stronger proposition? And I think Terry's going to be under probably more sustained pressure than she was 100%. Against Obanov.
She's very aggressive with her feet, Wallstrom. She likes to get in close. goes. Like we said before, he's not a massive puncher, but very aggressive, physically strong. So it's important for Harper to try and get them long levers off from range and get it into the later half of the fight.
So the New England boy making the journey over to Sheffield, Mark DeLuca. Again, not a lot known about him, but you can tell he's an intelligent guy from the way he spoke at a press conference a few moments ago. 60 amateur bouts. He won a couple of junior national titles, fought in a couple of decent amateur championships, but he always came unstuck against either Edwin Rodriguez or Bubu Andrade in about 4 or 5 years, so never kind of held one of the main titles, but he has since then, in the last 5 or 6 years, been Andrade's regular sparring partner. They live about an hour away from each other, so he's been mixing it with top-level middleweight for the last 5 or 6 years. So he's used to operating with someone slick, powerful, can move well, a thinker. So he's not just a guy that's come out of the ether and been plucked for an easy night. This is a guy that knows what he's doing,